Did you know that if you don't have a legally correct privacy policy on your website and landing pages, you might be breaking the law? In today's video, I'll show you how having a well-written privacy policy on your landing pages and website will help keep you out of hot water when you're doing business online. And stick around to the end for the bonus tip. I'll be sharing with you what LTV is, the long-term value of your clients and customers, and how your legal policies affect this important metric in your business. I'm Annie Bauer. I'm a certified high-performance coach and a digital biz strategist. I teach purpose-driven online entrepreneurs around the world how to start or scale their business and do it the faster, easier way. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you won't miss out on any tips, strategies, and tutorials to become an awesome digital entrepreneur. First, let's talk about what a privacy policy is. A privacy policy tells your site visitors or customers what kind of information you're collecting about them when they visit your site. And yes, your site collects information about people just because it exists, so you'll need this. A privacy policy also tells people what you do with their information that you collect. If you haven't started an email list yet and haven't written a privacy policy, this is a really good place to start. Forming your privacy policy for your website and landing pages helps form the backbone for what your email subscription standards and policies will look like. If all that sounds a little scary, don't worry. I've got you covered with a template bundle that includes a privacy policy. I'll put a link to it in the description below, and later on I will show you my behind-the-scenes look at the company that I use for all my legal needs, including contracts, template bundles, and more. You're a busy entrepreneur building a business, and you need to be focusing on generating revenue. So who has time to deal with all that legal jargon? Save yourself time, money, and effort by leaving the legal stuff to the legal professionals. The second thing I want to talk to you about is the fact that a privacy policy on your website and landing pages is required by law all over the world. And because your website exists on the internet and can be accessed from anywhere in the world, you need to have a privacy policy. The third thing that I want to mention is that if you plan on selling from your website, and I hope that you do because that's why you have an online business, there are companies out there that process your payments like Stripe and PayPal. They have their own terms and conditions, their privacy policies, and they're expecting that you're running a business with a website that has a legally responsible privacy policy that protects you and protects your interests when accepting payments online. The fourth thing that I want to mention is that there are privacy policies now that are being initiated by certain regions in the world and certain states within the United States. For example, California has its own privacy policy. So anyone who accesses your website or your landing pages from California needs to know that you are complying with California's state laws. The only way to keep up with these kinds of laws is to make sure that you have a legal professional behind your website privacy policies and your terms and conditions to make sure that they are up to date. Another example of this is the European Union. The EU has GDPR, and you must comply with the GDPR and their rules around privacy policy, the information you collect, and the transparency that you're using when you collect that information. The bottom line here with all of this information, your focus should be on building and scaling your business, not trying to be the legal professional. You'll want to make sure that you have a privacy policy that is written by a legal professional that has covered all these bases for you and is also keeping that policy and your terms and conditions up to date. There are many things that need to be included in your privacy policy. For example, what kind of information are you collecting? How are you collecting that information? Through Google Analytics, cookies on the website? This needs to be specifically stated and very clear to your viewer and your audience that lands on your page. They also need to know why you're collecting this information. Are you using this for advertising? Are you using this so that you can reach out and to communicate with them or send them receipts when they make purchases on your website? this needs to be stated as well. You also need to let your viewers on your pages know how you're using that information. For example, would you ever sell your email list? If you are going to sell your email list, and I hope that you don't, then that needs to be stated in your privacy policy as well. If you're not going to resell people's information or provide that email list to others, then you need to let your end users know, be transparent with them, and state that you don't share their personal information with other companies. And then you need to follow through and comply with the privacy policy that you've provided. Finally, you'll need to have a clear way for people to opt out of having their information collected. Who here is thinking right now, whoa, Annie, I didn't realize there were so many things that I needed to be aware of when it comes to the legal stuff on my website? Tell me in the comments below if you think that the information that you're hearing here is helping you understand what you need to have on your landing pages in order to comply with the law. Because we take our legal policies and responsibilities so seriously here, we have researched many companies and chosen our favorite company to provide legal templates and bundles and contracts for you and the ones that we use here in our company to make sure that we are compliant and legally protected. Purchasing our legal templates and bundles from someone who is a legal pro and also understands the world of the digital online entrepreneur was very important to us. That's why we have selected as our legal partner the Contract Shop with Christina Scalera. Let me show you why. TCS is great for photographers, designers, coaches, and more. Christina is a fully qualified attorney who graduated from Emory University. One of our favorite products at the Contract Shop is what we call the Terms and Condition Privacy Policy Bundle. In this bundle, you get all the templates that you need to get started. When looking for a template pack, the bundle pack is the best deal, saving you hundreds of dollars over buying each of the templates separately. We don't recommend any products or services that we don't personally use here at Annie Bauer and the Smart Better Life ourselves. And everything that we recommend here is based on the tools that we know you need to be successful and legally sound. And now for that bonus tip. One of the most important numbers that you need to know in your business is called LTV, the lifetime value or the long-term value of your customer or client. To run your business successfully, I want you to start moving away from a transaction mindset and start moving towards a relationship mindset instead. A viewer might come to your website and start out by buying one of your low-priced items first. Something like maybe a $19 or $49 product, service, or course. But if you treat that customer or client the right way and build trust in a relationship full of transparency, the long-term value of that customer over months or years will be many times the value of their original purchase. And believe me, it's much better to retain the clients and customers that you have and add value to them while they're purchasing and repurchasing at different levels from you over the long period, as opposed to chasing after new customers all the time. One of the ways that you can facilitate a relationship with your customers that is built on trust is making sure that you are running your business with full transparency and disclosure. And the place to start this relationship of trust and transparency starts with having a full disclosure of your privacy policy and your terms and conditions on your website or landing page, the very first page that they hit when they first experience you and they first get to know you. So go down to the description below, click the link to head over to the Contract Shop and grab your Terms and Conditions Privacy Policy Bundle today. We like to call it the TCPP bundle. It takes just a few minutes to get started with the easy fill-in-the-blank templates. You'll be up and running with a compliant and protected website in no time. If you love this video, we'll be rolling out more videos just like this on how to keep your business legally protected. And one more thing, I'm not an attorney and I'm not providing legal advice. but this is exactly why I'm referring you to the Contract Shop and Christina Scalera, so that you can put your legal needs for your online business in the hands of a professional who knows exactly how to protect you. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the next episode. Videos drop every Tuesday. And if you're just getting started in the online business world, you might want to check out my other video called Start with $0. This video will help you get started, formulate your ideas, and bootstrap your way to business success, even if you're starting with a really small or no budget. I hope you've enjoyed all of this information, and I'll see you next week right here on this channel.